What is going on? Let's look at the markets. My hair is crazy today. I don't know. I don't know. I just got out of the shower. So it is what it is. Let's kind of look at what's going on in Bitcoin. Obviously, my first stream, this is technically, actually, this is our second stream of the week. I consider Sunday to be the new week. But my first, so the stream on weekends are always 15 to 30 minutes long. Sometimes they're longer, but that's kind of the criteria. And then my streams on Mondays are 30 minutes to 1 hour. Sometimes they're like an hour and a half, but that's kind of how I go about it. Let me share my screen with you, and we're going to look at what's going on in the market. I want to let you guys know of a trade I'm in. I'll talk about that in a second. If you guys are new, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications so you get notified every time I post a video or go live. Again, I go live on Saturdays and Mondays, very rarely, but sometimes I do have to switch it up a few times a month. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. If you guys want to join the trading group, link to join is in the description on YouTube. And if you want to join the Telegram, which is free to join, link to join is on both TikTok and YouTube. With that being said, let's go over and let's look at the charts. Hopefully, it's not really freezing up like it looks like it is on my end, because I don't know what's going on with that. My internet appears to be good, so I'm just gonna get almost everything set up. We'll be ready to go here in the next 60 seconds. I just want to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So again, Bitcoin XRP update. I'm in an XRP trade. Right now, the fear and greed index, as we get started here, is sitting at a nice 73. I do want to share my thing with everyone that's watching. So I don't know if I shared this yet. So let me just do this really quickly. And yeah, I think I did it the other day, but I'm going to share it with my trading group and my Telegram group, and then we're going to get started. Okay, so let's go over. So the fear and greed index sitting at 73. Last week we were in extreme greed. By the way, XRP just lost a key support. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But first of all, let's head over and let's look at Bitcoin and see what's going on in the Bitcoin chart. So I do want to start on the monthly time frame. What's going on the monthly time frame? Well, on the monthly time frame, you can see that we are overbought on the stochastic RSI, or we're getting very close. So we're ready for a move to the downside. You can see that the money flow on the monthly time frame is extended, and you are at 88 out of 100. It goes down to negative 100 on the money flow, and you are basically at the top of the level. It goes to negative 100, and it goes to 100. So you're at 88 out of 100 out of a 200-point system. So that is extended on the monthly time frame. If you look at the weekly broke resistance at 72,000, and since then you've been going parabolic. Right now on the weekly time frame, the RSI is curving to the downside. We're well above the moving averages, but even the money flow again is very extended, and it kind of topped out here very near 100. So to me, I'm looking for a move to the downside. Like the 3-day time frame kind of made some kind of rising wedge here, and to me, it is trying to go to the downside. I will say the RSI is trying to make a higher low, and you're really trying to hold this level. So see what happens. But this is kind of interesting to me. What does tell me that's likely that you are going to make a higher low here on the RSI, but then probably you're going to get a dead cat bounce, and you're probably going to make a lower high below 109,000. Is that the fact that the money flow is in a downtrend, and you still have a lot more further to go down, but the stock RSI is going to make a higher low. So again, something like this is likely. I'm going to just draw this on the chart, and we're going to come back to this in a few days or a week or two and see if I'm right. So it's likely that the price goes down a little bit more. It's likely that you come back up for a dead cat bounce. It's likely that the RSI makes a lower high, or probably gets overbought, but it's likely the price makes a lower high, and then you would make a lower low somewhere down to 100,000, maybe even 88,000. We'll see what happens. But I think you're going to get oversold, get a bounce here, make a higher low, and then I think you're going to come up and make a lower high below the previous high of 109,000. I don't think the top is in for Bitcoin, but that is just what I'm looking at right now for the charts. It is not looking fantastic for me on the macro time frame. I think for the next few months we might not make an all-time high, and if in a week we do make an all-time high, so be it. But for me right now, I think it's more likely that we do need a bigger dump to the downside. So actually, I do want to leave that there, and we'll see what happens. That's just kind of what I see going on for the charts. I think you're going to make a higher low, then make a lower high, and then we'll see, and then make a lower low. We'll see what happens. That's just my idea on the 3-day time frame. The daily is very ready for a bounce, but you have like bearish engulfing candles. To me, that's no bueno. Actually, technically, it's not bearish engulfing just yet. The 12-hour frame right now does not look fantastic to me. That looks like you want to continue lower. The 8-hour time frame doesn't look fantastic to me. That looks like you want to continue lower. 6-hour, you're trying to get the bounce on the RSI. You made a lower low, and that looks bad to me. The 4-hour time frame is overbought, making a lower high. The last time the 4-hour time frame was overbought was 108,000, which is all-time highs. And now you're making around a top on the 4-hour overbought lower high. So it's likely now you do lose this low, you make a lower high. It's likely now you make a lower low and you continue the downtrend on the smaller time frame, such as the 4-hour time frame. So I think it's likely that you see $91,700 before we see anything else. Anything is possible, but that's just what I see. And also, if Bitcoin cannot hold 97,200, which we're well below now, we're at 96,000. If you don't hold that level, it's likely that we do come down to the next support at 94,200. I did tell my trading group about this, and that's just the likely scenario. If you lose that level, I said that the next level of support would be about 90,400. And that's just kind of what we got going on. So unfortunately, I am a little bit more bearish than bullish tonight. And I do see a downside targets pointing. It's likely that we go down. So 94.2 is the next target. If you don't hold that, you're looking at 90,000. I would expect some kind of bounce at 94.2, but we'll see what happens. Anything is possible. I do want to just put that out there. Anything is possible. So just trade safe. Always use a stop loss, So yeah, that's what I see. I see downside targets right now. Now, again, the bullish scenario is you get back above 97,200, but if you don't do that, I see more downside targets. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. My only request is that if you do want me to look at a coin, all you do is hit the like. That's all I request. It's a very simple task. So I appreciate it because it does help support the channel. Okay, so also the Bitcoin just lost the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Usually when that happens, then you go down to the 6-hour 200-day moving average, which you already tested once. That's down there at 92.6. And if you lose it, then I look at the 8-hour. If you lose the 6-hour, you lose the 8-hour. So that's at 86,000. That's a ways away. If we go down to 86,000, it could happen very fast, but I think it's going to take several days if that does happen. So right now, the next target for me, short term, is 94.2. If you lose that, again, your next support is 90,400. That's what I see going on for Bitcoin. Because that's happening for Bitcoin, a lot of altcoins are going to bleed out. YFI is one of them. YFI has been in a massive downtrend ever since you topped out at about 16,000. What was the high? Basically 15,000. So that just looks bad to me. Puffer, again, I've been watching Puffer. That's been topped out ever since you hit $1. So it's almost down 50% from the highs. But I am also in a short on XRP. So now we have some bearish engulfing candles now on the 15-minute time frame. I opened up an XRP short on the half-hour time frame pretty much, the 33-minute time frame. Now you're going to make a lower low on the half-hour time frame for XRP. I have a measured move out of this bear flag down to $2.02, basically $2 even, whatever you want, in that range between $2 and $2.02, and that is just the measured move for XRP. And my stop loss is above the 200 moving average, which is currently sitting at $2.36. So we'll see what happens, but it's pretty likely that we do go revisit these lows around the $2 level. XRP also has a local low at $1.94. XRP is also overbought on the 4-hour time frame, making it a lower high. So XRP made a lower high. Again, just like I said for Bitcoin, if you make a lower high, it's likely now the trend will continue, and now you make a lower low, going down to the next support for a slightly lower low, down to $1.89, $1.90. So XRP looks bearish to me. I have a macro take profit all the way at $1.30, which is right now pretty much 3 supports to the downside. I would say you have support at $1.90, you have support at $1.60, and you have support at $1.30, and that is my take profit. The third support is my take profit if we get that low. Maybe we don't, but that's what I see going on. I see on the macro time frame, XRP needs a pullback. A lot of altcoins do as well, but XRP is just the trade I'm in, so that's just what I see going on for XRP. So that's what we got going on. XRP looks bad to me. I'm sorry to say it. It just doesn't look good. And that's the trade I'm in. I got into the trade $2.24. And to me right now, frankly, I could probably move my stop loss to break even, but I do have it at $2.35. I'm just going to keep it at the 200-day moving average, right above the 200-day moving average on the half-hour time frame. And I'll leave it at that. If you get above it, I'll get out of the trade. So it's basically a manual trailing stop loss. And if you keep dumping and the price stays below this level, below the 200-day moving average on the half-hour time frame, I'll stay in the short. And again, otherwise, my other area to get out of the short would be if we hit $1.30, which to me, if we're patient enough, that could happen in the next few days, in the next few weeks, I would say. So that's just the setup on XRP. One more thing I want to look at is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is usually going up when Bitcoin is going up and when Bitcoin controls the market. When altcoin season happens, this is usually between 30 to 40% or lower. And right now you're at 60%. The high the other day was 60%. It's looking like you're trying to go back up. The 4-hour time frame is struggling a little bit here on the stock R side, but is trying to get a bounce. So it's likely, this is basically saying that even though Bitcoin is selling off slightly, that altcoins are not going to rally, even though Bitcoin is not at all-time highs. So right now it's saying money is not flowing into altcoins and they are bleeding with Bitcoin. So overall, if you're waiting for altcoin season, just because Bitcoin's dumping does not mean we're going to have it. I think if Bitcoin could go sideways, then you could get this to lower and then altcoin season could happen. But if Bitcoin keeps dumping, even if it's only a few percent a day, altcoins are going to bleed out. It's just what's going to happen. And you really need this to get at least below 40% to have a chance at altcoin season. And right now we're nowhere near that. And in fact, it looks like you could make a new high because you made a higher high. You've now made a higher low. And again, the trend analysis would say, just like for Bitcoin, if you're in a downtrend, you make a lower high, you make a lower low, then you make another lower high. It's likely the reverse for this. If you make a higher high, you make a higher low. It's likely now you get back above 60% for a higher high on Bitcoin dominance, which tells me altcoins will continue to bleed off as Bitcoin sells off. This can go up even if Bitcoin goes down. It's just telling you that altcoins are not in control of the market right now. So that's what I got to say. I do see more downside for the entire market, at least short term. And again, I set the support for the Bitcoin to the downside for your next bounce area. If you don't get back above 97.2, would be 94,300. So yeah, that's what I see going on. By the way, we are also over on TikTok. I'm not sure why no one's watching over there, but we are live over there. This is our normal time. Today is Saturday, right? Like, I don't know why no one's watching on TikTok, but that's what we got going on. That's the current trade I'm in for XRP. And I guess I'll leave it at that. If you guys have requests, let me know. Otherwise, we'll be back live on Monday at 11 p.m. Central Time. And that, again, is our longer stream of the week. But again, just to recap, I am bearish on the market right now. And again, I'm in a short on XRP. So let me see. Tesla is getting a little bit of a pullback. I guess this is the one last thing I want to talk about because we are going to have one trading day on Monday before I go live again. So I did have Tesla as a measure move to 538, and it is getting a pullback right now. I would love to see Tesla bounce here at 420, 416. Because technically, Tesla is sitting on support around this 416 to 420 level. Now, if you lose 416, that is going to be a move to the downside. And then your next support I see is 365. If you hold 416, your next level to target would be 537 for Tesla. So that's a quick recap. The 5.5 hour time frame is oversold. Technically, if you hold 416, that will be a higher low on Tesla. So again, I got into Tesla all the way back down at 225. So if we get up to 500 or higher, that's going to be over double for me. Actually, at one point I basically I over doubled my money at the high at 490. So we'll see what happens. Tesla right now, if you hold 416 is a good sign. If you lose 416, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get out. But I'll probably stay in the trade as long as we stay above these key moving averages on the 4 to 6 hour time frame. So really, as long as Tesla is above 280, I'm still bullish on the macro time frame. As long as you're above the moving averages, the 200-day moving average on the 4 to 6 hour time frame, I see this going much higher. Even if you lose 416 short term, this will probably still continue higher in the next few weeks and months. Now, if you lose 280, I'd want to be out of the position completely. I'd still be in the profit. So I can't really lose money on Tesla right now. This is locked in to be a winning trade if you sell or if you get out of the trade, as long as you stay above 280. So we'll see what happens. But right now, Tesla, I would like to see it hold 416 short term. If you don't, then 365 is the next target. That is a macro long-term trade I am in. And I would even say it's a swing trade, investment, whatever you want to call it, because this trade could take several months to play out. But that's what I see going on for Tesla. With that being said, guys, that's kind of everything I got to talk about. I'll see you guys on Monday, 11 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Until then, trade safe. Have a great weekend. And again, Bitcoin, if you don't break 97.2, I'm looking for a move back down to 94,300. If you lose that level, you're looking at 90,300. And that's going to recap. That's going to be everything I'm going to talk about tonight. I'll see you guys on the live stream again in 2 days from now, 11 p.m. Central Time on Monday. Thank you guys for coming by. I'll see you guys on Monday for our next live stream. Cheers. Adios, amigos. Adios.